Hey there, tarot readers. April here on Learn Tarot and Witchery. Today I'm doing another VR to #7decksfordeadlysins. This is a response to Sylvain's original video. His channel is Sylvain's Deadly Sins, and there's a link to the original video down below in the description box, so you might want to check that out. This was super fun. So the idea behind it is the 7 deadly sins and which deck goes with each one. So I'm just gonna parade my way through these. And I want to let you know that in March, I am doing a tarot journaling challenge where I'm going to give you prompts and cool printouts, and it's all free. All you have to do is sign up for it and you'll get the emails every week in your inbox. So if you've been wanting to do more of a deep dive into a deck or two, I want to encourage you to sign up for this because it'll really just kind of give you the prompts that you need and that little bit of push to have fun and start tarot journaling in a way that makes sense for you. Sin number 1 is the sin of pride. This is a deck you purchase that you read with or use when you're flexing. And for me, that was really easy. It's the Tarot of the Holy Light by Christine Payne Towler and Michael Dowers. And you know, you might not even know that I'm flexing, but I do, because this tarot is intense. It's really just, it's amazing. I think Christine is amazing. This book is amazing. And I spent a year really in this tarot. However, it's got Marseille numbering and it's just chocked full of hermetic symbols. It's absolutely amazing, colorful deck. And when I want to feel smart, I take this deck out because I've really put the time in to study this deck. All the minors and court are noted with their astrological notations on there or the season that they correspond to. This adds such a depth and richness to your study if that's something that you're really pushing into. Look at this Lover's card. I absolutely love it. I mean, I love this Ace of Discs. Look at it here. It's just, it's got that, the whole idea that the Ace of Discs is like a keyhole that we look through into the world of possibilities. And it's got the eye there. Yeah, really, really great. And like the moon, there's just this incredible symbolism. But I love how you see here that the two aspects of self, you know, the wild, untamed self and the tamed self, the unconscious and the conscious self, are kind of battling it out under the sun and the moon. You know, it's the sun is in there as well. And there's like this, the two of them are on top of each other. Again, the conscious and the unconscious mind. Just really, the symbolism in this is just incredible. Look at this, 7 of Cups. This is probably one of my favorite 7 of Cups because you have this Hydra. And we know that the 7 of Cups is about choice. It's also about understanding illusion and chasing after things that will make us, we think, will make us feel a certain way. And, you know, it's about facing this aspect of ourselves. And, you know, you can't just cut off the head of the Hydra because, as we know, it will grow back. It'll grow more heads, grow 7 more heads. So I just love this concept of facing that we're really dreaming and wanting something that probably none of these illusions can render into our lives, can offer us. And so just beautiful. And if you're interested in picking this deck up, you'll find a link in the description box down below, as with all of these decks. Sin number 2 is greed, a deck that you only use for yourself or that you don't share. So I talked about this in my Tarot Quirks video. I have a personal deck and I don't share that with anyone. Last year's personal deck was the Wildwood Tarot. And of course, this is just a fabulous tarot. I love it. And it was just so fun to get to know it. I don't share my personal deck for the year. I don't tell what it is. I keep it to myself, and I do that because I don't want anybody's 2 cents in there. I just want to be able to learn from the deck whatever it is it has to teach me. Again, the Celtic influence here is just amazing for me. I love that. Look at this. High Priestess, basically the seer. I love everything. I love the pool that she's looking at. I just, you know, her hand towards the earth. I mean, everything about this is just lovely, perfect, resonates with me. Look at this. I mean, and she's got keywords on here. I don't always like keywords, but I did not mind it on this deck. The artwork is stunning on this. 3 of Vessels, joy. These cranes here, which are something that we have all over the Pacific Northwest. Totally vibe with this. Absolutely love how I feel when I read with this deck. Look at this one, Boredom. Such a great rendition of this card. Really, just so thoughtful. The artwork in this tarot is amazing. If you're interested in it, of course, you can get it down below. And I can't tell you what this year's deck is because, well, I'm greedy and it's all mine. Sin number 3 is Wrath. This is a deck that you're angry at. So before I show you this deck, that I'm angry. I'm actually kind of infuriated. I just want to say that I know that I've seen people put this on their only 10 decks list, that they love it. So this has nothing to do with you or your choices. This is just completely me. But oh my gosh, I pre-ordered this and it's Tarot of Curious Creatures by Chris Ann. And I have one word to sum up this deck and it is no. And if I had 2 words, it would be no. So I can absolutely not recommend this deck to anyone. So, my beef with this is that it's just so random. It's as though her publisher, and I love Chris Ann. I'm a total Chris Ann fan, which is why I bought this sight unseen. I pre-ordered this. But it's as though her publisher or somebody said, everybody's doing animal decks, you should do one too. And then she just, got these pictures of bodies and slapped some animal heads on them, and they don't do anything for me, just nothing. I was so excited, like I'm gonna finally have an animal deck that I like, because I don't tend to gravitate towards animal decks, honestly. But these they don't have, this is not what I would think of the otter. I would not have put the otter for that. The animals have nothing to do with it. And I was so incredibly angry when I opened this. I just could not believe. What is this? What is this? No. No. Can I say it enough? No. The only reason I did not send this back is because of the book. And I said this to someone the other day, just Chris Ann, in my review, I think online, just write a book. Like, you're amazing. I kept this because it has really good questions in it. I honestly would have sent it back. I would have sent this back, but the book makes it a keeper for me. That's the only reason I'm keeping it, but I'm so upset. I can't even believe she would besmirch her name by putting this out. And I know that this is a real rant. It's a real dig. If you love this deck, please forgive me. Deck 4 is Envy, a deck that you wanted because others have it. I have to say, I'm a Benabel Wen fan. And so my Envy deck, the deck that I just had to have, was the SKT. I have the SKT Revelation version, and this deck is amazing. I have not really dove into it yet, but I will be diving into it and doing a deep dive. That's a series that I'm going to be doing on here, where I'll have a video a month where I take you on a journey where I spend a whole month with a deck, and SKT will definitely be one of those decks. Love this. Look at this. Her eyes are covered. It's got the veil on there. Just all the moon, the crescent floating in the water, the pomegranate, it's just everything. The pillars. It's beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna gush a little bit. Like, here's my little card, and there's the deck number I got, 2,587. You know, the guidebook, super cool. It's just, even though it's really small, there's so much there about the journey that she's taking from card to card, especially when it comes to the pips, which makes it, you know, just an incredible study deck to really spend time with. And I'm really looking forward to when I do my depth month with this one. All the symbols, I mean, like, there are just so many symbols here. It's just incredible how many, the amount of energy and effort and focus that she put into this deck in order to bring it forward. And the fact that it's the third time she's done it, you know, it's spectacular. I love it. It's a thing for me, a thing. Ooh, I love it. Sin 5 is the sin of lust. And this is supposed to be a deck that you like for aesthetic reasons, but really I'm going to take this just a little bit differently, which is that I'm lusting after this deck. And I really want to blame Lisa Papez, who is a tarot temptress. There are lots of tarot temptress out there on TarotTube, or tempters. I absolutely want this deck so badly. I saw it on her 10 soul decks, and since then I've just been lusting after it. It is currently not available, and I will be getting my hands on it. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? It's the Playful Heart Tarot, and I have to tell you, I'm so lusting after this deck because at this point in my life, I'm turning 50 here in just a couple months, and one of the things that I'm exploring is joy. And I saw this deck and I thought, this deck is a deck I need for exploring this. This is an aspect of myself that I'm not super in touch with. If there could have been a more serious child on the planet, I don't know that they existed, but I was just a very serious, contemplative child. And while life was kind of romantic, it was also very tragic for me in my mind. And so this tarot just, to me, it brings something out when I see the cards that's just dying to be recognized and explored in me, and I just can't wait. I cannot wait for this deck to be available for purchase. I'm on the waiting list, I'm on the mailing list, and I'm lusting after this deck. Happy birthday to me! If you ever wonder if the universe hears and cares, oh yes. Yes, because I just ordered the Playful Heart Tarot. It is on its way with the bonus cards and stickers. I got the whole shebang, and I'm super excited. With everything in me, I cannot wait to get my hands on this deck. Number 6 is Gluttony, a deck that you didn't need that you got anyway. Well, wow. This one was really hard because I think I'm just straight up a tarot glutton. But I did finally settle on the Magic Seers Tarot. And I love this tarot, I really do. It's very colorful. It's a Rider-Waite clone, but I have so many Rider-Waite clones, it's crazy. And honestly, I have this version of a Rider-Waite clone, which I ordered. It was one of the first like expensive decks, like the most money I'd spent on a deck because I had to have it shipped over from England. There's something about the copyright on this one. But it's Pamela Coleman Smith's drawings of it, the coloring that she wanted, and I love the coloring in it, and it's just beautiful. So I really just didn't need the Magic Seers Tarot. I mean, look at all of these Rider-Waite Smith clones that I have. I have so many of them. And so it's ridiculous, but I actually have another Rider-Waite clone on order right now. It's totally going to satisfy my sparkly magpie love of all things that glitter. So I don't need another Rider-Waite clone, but I definitely will probably continue to get them. The 7th deadly sin is Sloth, a deck that you grab when you're feeling lazy. So this was a no-brainer for me, super easy. It's the Light Seers Tarot. I love the Light Seers Tarot. It's really easy, it's colorful. I have to say I read with it a lot, not necessarily because I'm lazy when I'm reading with it, but because people love it. people pick it, especially younger people. Fun fact here, I discovered that this deck itself does not have all the cards in it. So I will be ordering another one of these to replace that card. But you know, when I need something that's easy, when I need something that's light, when I need something that I can just read without any effort, I'm just gonna pull this out. It's gonna be so darn easy. I love this Fool. I love this Flower of Life down here, and I love that she's like holding the burn bundle. Yeah, and kind of leaning off, just carefree yellow dress. It's a woman and not a man for a change. I love this Empress. I love the world in her belly and the ocean on her shoulders. I mean, I love it. Then the Light Seers is just like a go-to. Just grab it. It's super easy. So do tell, did you like this video or not? If you did, give it a thumbs up. I want to encourage you to do some of these VRs yourself. They're really fun. They get you thinking about your decks and why you do it. You know, my Tarot Quirks video, if you haven't seen that, that's over there. You can check that out. It just gets you into thinking about how you do things and why you do things. So, you know, maybe you want to go through your 7 deadly sins as well. If you want to, you can check out my other channel where I read tarot over here. And of course, you can check out these videos and see what else is going on my channel. And until we meet again, happy reading.